Tomas Tatar's game streak ended Wednesday, felled by the flu, but 7 goals last 7 against Buffalo makes him feel better. And Robin Lehner's numbers against Detroit could make him be ill. In the last 4, goals against average above 5, and during that time with Ottawa, when Johan Franzen dominated. The Red Wings in home red on the road in Buffalo, and with the nameplates facing out, tells you the Red Wings lost their last game. When they win as a team, the winged wheel greets them when they enter the dressing room. Hello again, everyone. Ken Daniels alongside Mickey Redmond. Joachim Andersen has been placed on waivers by Detroit, but he will play tonight. He's been placed on waivers because there could be some issues with cap compliance should somebody get injured this evening. So if he clears by noon tomorrow, he'll remain a Red Wing. If not, he will go elsewhere. All this is about as complicated for the Red Wings as is their scoring.
It is, Ken, and just a brief note on that. We'll talk more about it as the game goes on. It's a very, very complex issue, this cap stuff. Andersen, they didn't want to put him on waivers. They had no choice, basically. They're hoping he doesn't get picked up, and then they've got the option to do whatever they might want to do to allow somebody else to come in or out if there's injuries and so on and so forth. And they didn't want to put Kronwall in the long-term IR because they're hoping he's going to be back earlier. That would open up the space. So pretty complex, too much for a short time like we've got now.
All right, speaking of complex, what's the issue with their lack of offense?
Well, I'll tell you what, the last 11 games they have really, really struggled to find the back of the net. Only twice, or only once actually, in those 11 games they scored more than 2 goals. They've got to find a way to get chemistry. This league today, everybody's suffering through the same thing. This is going to be your bingo ball setup tonight with the lines being moved around. Larkin goes back with Zetterberg, and I think Zetterberg needs Larkin with his speed and has opened things up with Abdelkader, with Datsuk. He loves Abdelkader, but he can't have him tonight. Nyquist and Tatar could be interchangeable parts with Pavel, and so on and so forth. Brad Richards missing with a family issue, but they'll go at it tonight and try to figure a way to do what they did here a couple of weeks ago when they got 4 against Buffalo.
And that night, Riley Shane had a big game. All his family was here from St. Catharines, a 30-minute drive. His parents will be here again tonight, too, so hoping for more of that. Evander Kane has had 2 two-goal games as a Sabre. 1 came against Detroit, and Ryan O'Reilly will be his centerman tonight.
Well, Ryan O'Reilly, since he came from Colorado, by the way, both these guys are in their 7th year in the NHL. Both these guys are just 24 years old. Talk about a future for the Buffalo Sabres fans, for sure. Ryan O'Reilly is doing everything for the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, from goal scoring, he's got 17. To face-offs, he's one of the best in the league. To grit, goes to the front of the net. Power play, he's got 7 goals. He's doing it all. Playing with Eichel there. You see that nice setup by the young American, number 15. And then Evander Kane, who got all over Zetterberg 2 or 3 times in the game in Detroit. Brendan Smith came to his aid, Abdelkader as well. 2 goals for Kane. He's got a gritty edge to him. Another guy that's just young at 24 years old. What a future he can get if they can get him settled down and to keep that temper under control. Plays with an edge, really can play hockey and score goals and mix it up.
Well, Robin Lehner will make a rare start for Buffalo. The Sabres gave up a first-round pick from Ottawa to get him. He's been injured most of the season, but he'll start against the Red Wings. Making a 4th consecutive start for Detroit tonight will be Peter Mrazek, and his 9th is past 10. He will have played all 4 against Buffalo, winning 2 of the previous 3 this season. Red Wings and Sabres next. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. By Myers. Save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports. And welcome back to First Niagara Center in Buffalo. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. And let's bring you our goaltenders, brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Peter Mrazek has not allowed more than 2 goals against his past 6 starts. He's tied for third in the NHL in save percentage and third in the NHL at even strength save percentage. And just the fourth game of the season for Robin Lehner, who was injured the first game of the season against the team that traded him, the Ottawa Senators. The Red Wings start with Justin Abdelkader on the right, who's got it at center. Henrik Zetterberg in the middle and Dylan Larkin on the left, as Abdelkader will dump it in. The Sabres counter with their line of Johan Larsson, Marcus Foligno, and Brian Gionta, as it's fired back in deep, in behind Robin Lehner. In there to get it is Ristolainen. Rasmus Ristolainen has been terrific. He's got 5 assists in the 3 games against Detroit this season already. Here's Abdelkader with a shot. Lehner stopped it, bounced off him. Zetterberg looking for the rebound. Picked up there, though, by Zach Bogosian. And number 47 for Buffalo just whacked it out in the center. And recovering in his own zone was Green. Tipped by Abdelkader, but Buffalo will take over. That's Cody Franzen, number 46. With a pass ahead for O'Reilly. O'Reilly up there with Evander Kane, number 9, who's got it now. And number 26, the struggling Matt Moulson, who's gone 34 games without a goal. There's a point shot in and deflected just wide. Green over there to get it, ahead for Helm, who's out there along with Pavel Datsyuk and Gus Nyquist. Datsyuk couldn't get it into the zone. Ryan O'Reilly swings one over here for Kane, who scored the lone goal against Denver last game for Buffalo, a power play goal in a 2-1 late loss to the Avalanche.
Well, it's interesting that Jeff Blashill is going to have to watch Kane and O'Reilly, at least for now, play together. He doesn't have the option to last change. He'll try to get Kaiser and Quincy out against those guys if he can. That's what he thinks is his best defensive pair. This guy here, boy, if they can get him to settle down and just be a hockey player, he is something else. Got all the tools. Scored. And loves to play gritty. 2 goals against the Red Wings in an earlier meeting this season. Missed 10 games in October and November with a knee injury. There's a shot right off the draw by Jack Eichel, number 15. Keep a close eye on him tonight. He scored a beauty against the Red Wings in the season series already. A save by Mrazek. Tip to the far side as Quincy had his stick lifted. Comes back to the line. There's another shot. Bounce down in front, and here's Tomas Tatar. His pass out of the reach of Riley Sheahan. In front of about 15 family and friends. Sheahan here tonight. Point shot by Mrazek into the glove of Robin Lehner, and the 6'5" goaltender hangs on to 15.
it.
Now, when I asked him this morning in the dressing room, you got a big crowd? He's not, just a small gang.
Well, last 15. Time in here from St. Catharines, about a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, boatload of them.
There were upwards of 30, and I said, "Are you playing the game for free again?" He said, "No, my family's pretty good at getting their own seats, but Mom and Dad will both be here tonight."
Well, he certainly responded, playing very well in front of it, like most players usually do. The mom and dads don't get a chance to see them play that often in a lot of cases, although St. Catharines being just down the road here, not a bad drive from Detroit either. Pretty good for the gang at Riley Sheahan's house.
Too far for Joakim Andersson out there along with Teemu Pulkkinen and Luke Glendening as the puck is up and out of play. So that was the move today for the Red Wings. Joakim Andersson being put on waivers by Detroit. He has until noon tomorrow to clear, so we won't know until then. It goes by inverse order of standings. So if 5 teams put in a claim, the team that is lowest in the standings, if they wanted him, would get him. If not, he could be assigned to Grand Rapids, as you said at the top, Mick. If the Red Wings run into a problem on defense, they needed the capability to bring up a defenseman, and they couldn't do it without putting somebody on waivers. Well, just in case.
We'll get to hopes of what's really behind that whole ruling. We can't do it all. It's just so complex. But a lot of it is because of the Kronwall situation, and the long-term IR, as they call it, is either 10 games or 23 days. That's the issue. And they don't, Kronwall himself, the team expect him back a lot earlier than that from that microscopic knee surgery that he had a couple of days ago.
Well, that's good news as Larkin sent one ahead for Zetterberg. He tipped it, so there's no icing here. Ian Bogosian went in. Bogosian got it around to Johan Larsson. Number 22 for Buffalo as the puck is up and out of play. And we had a nice chat this morning with Dan Bylsma, the head coach from Grand Haven, Michigan.
Is he personable or what?
Oh, very much.
Hey?
So.
He's like Blashill.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's very proud of the fact that he's from Western Michigan, the Muskegon area, and Grand Haven, and talked about coaching Eichel and Larkin together a couple of years ago, and how great the 2 young men are as players. for a coach.
And a nice hug he had this morning for Tony Granato, who spent 5 years
Yeah.
as an assistant coach with him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. He said he gets a lot of questions asked about coaching a younger bunch like the Eichel gang and Kane and O'Reilly and such, as opposed to
Crosby and Malkin.
Crosby and Malkin.
Yeah.
But he said there's a lot of similarities, really, you know.
Behind the net is Green, ties up Marcus Foligno. Comes back to the line, and the shot is blocked in front by Green. Another shot by Gianna just missed.
Detroit's got to get tightened up here in their own zone early.
Brendan Smith got checked there by Johan Larsson. Larsson just one goal on the season. Penalty upcoming here to Buffalo. Larsson's one goal came against Detroit and wound up being the game winner.
Well, Zetterberg is, as is the case so often, he's just dogged on the puck, and most of the time he's going up against guys that are much bigger than he is. And although Henrik Zetterberg's production has been slight of late, he's only got 3 goals in the last 15 games or so. He's incredible with his ability to stay with the puck, to keep people off, to protect the puck, and what have you. And there he draws a penalty. So the Red Wings, who have lamented their power play, mostly at home, mind you. They've been better on the road. They're 29th at home and in the middle of the pack on the road. Will get the first power play of this game, and boy, with this league being so tight to score goals and right around 5 goals a game average being scored, your power play can put you in or keep you out of the playoffs.
Red Wings coming off consecutive 2-1 setbacks, although one in a shootout. Buffalo fails to clear there. The power play did get their lone goal against St. Louis on Wednesday with the goaltender out and a manpower advantage already. Here's Pulkkinen. Moved it in, down low, centered out front. O'Reilly was there to cover on Tatar. And then the Sabres will clear. So both teams changing power play and penalty killing respectively as Green's got it. Green has 1 power play goal on the season for Detroit of his 2 with the Red Wings. Datsuk goes back to the line for Zetterberg. He's got Green this side. Green for Datsuk, skate to stick, and it just hopped on him. Zetterberg a shot and deflected just wide. Pavel Datsuk with a good swing pass back here to Zetterberg. Will he go back Datsuk's way? Yes, he does. Just kept it in, went off Kane. Zetterberg there to recover for Detroit. Fanned on it, then gets checked. All over him, up high was number 59, Tim Schaller of Buffalo. Datsuk to pick it up. Pavel Datsuk, 6 goals, 22 points in the season. Nyquist delays there a little bit. Bell-tire power play for the Red Wings as Nyquist with a little bit of space now. Off the kick plate to Datsuk. To the other side, here's Green. Zetterberg with a redirect knocked down. Abdelkader trying to center for Nyquist. Couldn't first time. It comes there, the former Red Wing, albeit for a short time. David Legwand, number 17 of Buffalo, gets it down the ice. And the Sabres penalty to Johan Larsson has expired.
David's done a nice job of killing some penalties for this team. They're a veteran guy with all these young guys over here. They're talking very kindly about the work he's done.
He came over from Ottawa with Robin Lehner, the goaltender, for a first-round pick. Ottawa used it to take Colin White, and they expect to be a very good player. As mentioned, Lehner hasn't played much. Injured first game of the season against Ottawa. Missed 39 games with a high ankle sprain. He allowed 2 on 35 2 nights ago in the loss to the Avalanche. This is just his 2nd game back. Red Wings in the midst of a change. DeKeyser will swing one around for Quincy. And that was a tough loss for Buffalo their last game with just a half minute left on a redirected puck. They were in a 1-1 tie with Colorado and got nothing out of it. Stolen puck there by Eichel. Passed it in the middle, came back to Eichel again, who gets checked. Quincy was hard on the puck.
Yeah, he was.
And away comes Riley Sheahan. Ahead for Tatar, and just offside was Anderson on the right wing. A 0-0 first period on Fox Sports Detroit from Buffalo.
Dylan and Jack is the consistency in their game night in and night out. And, but I do know this. I do know that when we watch Dylan, he's dynamic and with his speed and what he can bring is scary virtually every time you watch tape on him. And Jack is no different in that regard. He's dynamic, and his skating is a threat almost every time he touches the puck and has the puck, and I think both those guys are going to be doing that for a long time.
Two great young players and teammates with the U.S. National Team Development Program for a couple of years. Dylan and Jack. Loose into the middle and a shot blocked. Good try there for Marcus Foligno, the Buffalo native. And his dad Mike, the Red Wing, and Saber played ahead for a speeding Larkin. Larkin cuts back into the middle, wanted to drop, but was sort of in between, and a penalty upcoming.
Well, that's the one part of Dylan Larkin's game that experience, you can't buy experience, and right there he was darned if you do and darned if you don't. Do I drop it? Don't I drop it? Do I take the shot? Don't I take the shot? Right there he drops the puck. He got caught in no man's land trying to decide what to do. He drops it early to Zetterberg. Who knows what happens? And go to the front of the net. And in the process takes a tripping call. So he doesn't find himself in the penalty box very often, Dylan Larkin, but he hopes he'll be there for 2 minutes on this one.
Sabres power play's been pretty good lately. 4 for 10 their past 3 games. Buffalo their last dozen games overall, just 4 and 8. They've been in a run where they lost 6 straight, including to Detroit. Then they won a couple, lost 1, won a couple, lost 1. Stolen here in a break. Catching up his Helm. Glendening on the left wing. Took the shot over to Helm. And it hopped off his stick. And now Eichel's got it with that straight up skating style. Both he and Larkin very good skaters. Larkin may be the more powerful skater. Eichel's got good speed too, but few in the league are likely faster than Dylan Larkin. I like when coaches talk about Dylan Larkin and out to play it comes Leonard. They just talk about his motor.
Yeah.
Well, it stops.
His inner drive, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these kids have got great motors when you go for miles per hour, but it's what's inside your chest that will differentiate everybody who can go 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. That's where they differentiate the toolbox and the tools.
You've got it. Yeah. Yeah, lots of these kids have a wonderful toolbox, but what they do with it is another story.
That would be like me. I don't know what to do.
You're still looking for your first toolbox.
I am, sort of. That's why I count on you to do that stuff for me.
You know,
Giant the back of the net. Sabres work with a man advantage.
To finish on Larkin, that's why Ken Holland and his people have liked him since way back. And Mrazek will cover that, but that's when you talk to them about. None of them will tell you they expected this much out of Dylan Larkin, and they couldn't have. But they had a heads up on what this guy was all about from his under 17 days with the Olympic team or the junior team there in the United States with Eichel, and then going to Michigan with Berenson. And Red, who was an old teammate of mine, is at Joe Louis a lot, talks to our people a lot. So they were getting a first-hand report on Larkin there. And then the World Championships and that whole thing where Larkin really excelled against a lot of older guys. I think that put the stamp on it for Ken Holland.
Power play winding down. Larkin 5 seconds left in his penalty.
Yeah, and then he basically just did what he does. He won himself a job in training camp.
Ristolainen, great move. Still with it. And a big stop there by Mrazek. On Rasmus Ristolainen, and boy, can that guy move the puck, and he is terrific. 8th overall pick in 2013, but the Red Wing goaltender better than that time.
You know, it's funny, when you look at Ristolainen, you think of Tyler Myers, who they traded away to get Kane. He's similar. Great, big, tall, lanky guy with offensive skills.
Maybe better offensive skills than Myers.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody, a lot of people wanted Tyler Myers. And he's very good, and he'll probably be good for a long time when you're that size and can be mobile. But then this guy, they come along with this guy. It's like, wow.
6'4", native of Finland. He's got 8 goals, 4 in the power play, as you can see, and 31 points this season. And 5 of those 23 assists this year come against the Red Wings. Blocked in front. Carried back here by Tomas Jurko. Jurko going wide. side and at a backhand attempt as he was working on Mark Pysyk. Missed a lot of games due to injury this year. Number 3 on the Sabre blue line. They're happy to have him back, working on defense with number 6, Mike Weber. Brendan Smith. Over to Zetterberg, over his stick. Yurko turning. Back to the line for Green, and a shot right into the glove of Lehner, who saw it all along. Well, some players in the league get allowances to use a bigger stick. Robin Lehner, 6'5", just the opposite. We'll explain when we come back. 4 years ago, Robin Lehner, who's 6'5", switched to what might be the shortest goaltender stick in the National Hockey League. Told me this morning it's easier to poke check, more control, and puck handling to scoop the puck around beside the net. Now, Chad Johnson on the right is 6'3". Lehner's 6'5". As Mick Telestrate's here to show the opening. Robin told me this morning he can't tell me how many times, but he believes it's lots, that just the knob of that goal stick has stopped pucks for him because it's in that 4x6 frame where other goaltenders, as you could see from Johnson, it's outside the frame.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
It's like playing hockey in the hallway with a rolled up pair of socks from one doorway to another, and you got the little short stick in your hand.
Yeah, mini sticks.
Yeah, we've all done that.
Yeah.
But he does find it, he says, a lot easier to one hand the, you know, he's got that blocker way down right on top of the wide part of the stick. See where he's grabbing it right in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can see where he might even be able to tuck that thing behind his elbow. Now here he's two-handing it though, and he plays that one.
Boy, it's like, you know, Phil Housley used such a small stick.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
And Gretzky too.
You know who used a really short stick was Gordie Howe, 49 inches. And mine was the same based on Gordie when we were together in 1971, that half a year. And you could handle a puck in your feet. You didn't need the long defenseman type stick to be able to poke check.
And a player like Chara gets an allowance to use a longer stick.
Yeah.
His size.
6'9" or whatever he is.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Tyler Myers is the same, 6'8" out in Winnipeg. But pretty interesting stuff with Lehner, and he's played well, and unfortunately had that high ankle sprain that put him down for a while. Chad Johnson, good young goaltender as well. Lehner's out of Sweden.
And Lehner, out of Sweden, he went to high school with Joachim Andersson. So he played internationally against Peter Mrazek a few times in his career, but they gave up a lot to get him in a first-round pick, but they thought they could solidify their goaltending, and then Lehner's missed most of this season, as we mentioned, with the high ankle sprain, but they're hoping he's back and their goaltender for a long time to come. As Eichel moved it back to the line, and a shot by Bogosian was blocked. The last few games, a good defense pairing with Ristolainen. A chance here for Eichel, then waited too long. It was checked by Quincy. Ooh, Eichel gave Quincy a shove, and he went down.
Yeah, Johnson, by the way, is a Calgary boy. The Europeans have really been the machines for goaltenders the last few years. Finland, Sweden.
Long pass to center, taken there by Eichel. Brendan Smith going back, chased by Jamie McGinn. McGinn came over with Ryan O'Reilly from Colorado.
Look out.
Loose, and a shot wide.
That tricky little play trying to go up the middle from Smith to Glendening, and it hit a stick. Just a little wee 1-inch handle of the stick.
That will work more often than not.
Failed again.
Have its time when it doesn't. No harm done on that last one right here. Shot sailed up into the protective netting, so a stop in play. Let's revisit that giveaway.
Well, the Red Wings do this a lot. A lot of teams do now. He's just trying to go through somebody and not around him, and that's where the danger. He hits the stick and bounces right into the slot. It doesn't take much. Boy, your heart goes right into your throat when it happens. You go, oh no! And then you get on your high horse and try to cover up.
Off the draw applicator, tying up his man. Gianta sneaked through to get to that puck. Ristolainen to the other side and fired back in there by Bogosian. Back to the line for Ristolainen to Bogosian again, and right in that Mrazek will hold. A lot of them popped off him the other night against St. Louis, but holding on to them tonight. Purchase a $67 fan pack to see the Wings and Florida Panthers. Monday, February 8th, you'll get 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, and 2 soft drinks starting at just $67. To get your fan pack tickets, call 313-471-7575. Ticket executives are standing by now. The Red Wings will be in Florida just about 4 days prior to that before meeting the Panthers at home that night on Monday, February the 8th, and the Panthers leading the Atlantic Division. Right now, 3 up on the Red Wings.
Well, they've come back to earth a little bit after that 12-game winning streak. Boy, were they running well.
Chicago just had a 12-game winning streak stop.
They're in
last night.
Florida tonight.
Yep.
And Tampa last night. Tampa Bay's got back on track. Seems like they've gotten healthy.
Just ahead of Detroit in the Atlantic now.
They don't need to do anything with Jonathan Drouin right now. They can let him sit if he doesn't want to play.
Into the slot, and it hopped off Molson's stick. Well, that's the way it's gone for Matt Molson. Lead pass here for Helm. Bogosian got back. And that pass went astray, and Ryan O'Reilly's got it. Number 90 for Buffalo, crossing with Kane, who waited too long. Kane's more of a shooter than a passer. And you can play him to shoot it probably 70% of the time. Carried through the middle by Tatar. 7 goals his last 7 games against the Sabres for Tatar. Sheahan, Yurko back in front. They bang away at it. Sheahan, who scored the last visit in here on January the 2nd, had a goal and an assist that night. 4 shots on goal and 18 minutes of ice time. Collision there. Tatar along with number 29, the rookie Jake McCabe.
What do you got?
Interference.
Not on that hit, I hope, was it?
Referees tonight, Brad Watson and Tim Peel.
It is to Buffalo. Not quite sure who they're calling for interference here. I mean, Tatar touched the puck, and I didn't think he got hit too late after that. But nonetheless, another power play Detroit.
Nobody wants to go over. So they're not sure. They're going to have to...
Eichel. It's Eichel going. So it had to be a bench penalty.
No, they called interference.
Really? It's weird. Oh, well, Detroit will take the power play and try to make something of it. Scored 13 goals on the road in the power play. Zetterberg's goal the other night at the end of the game was the 12th at home.
Well, they've called Cal O'Reilly, but Jack Eichel's in the box. Interesting. And that's Cal O'Reilly's had an equipment issue, so he's gone down the hallway, and that's why Jack Eichel's in the box. So that'll explain that confusion there. As Pavel Datsyuk, Red Wing Bell Tire power play leaves for Henrik Zetterberg. That couldn't connect with Green, so Pavel Datsyuk will circle. Finds Nyquist in the left wing.
Where they got to be patient. They're in. Take the time. Look for one good shot. Set it up.
Green faked that shot. Zetterberg takes one, and that was stopped by his countryman. Leonard. Gianta's got it. Signed as a free agent in 2014. They'll force Mrazek to hold it, although he wanted to move it. So let's revisit the O'Reilly interference penalty just to show it to you. It was Cal O'Reilly right there on Tomas Yurko, and Cal O'Reilly, the older brother of Ryan, just got called up with the injury to the Sabres' Sam Reinhart, who will be out at least the next 3 games. He was injured last game, so Tyler Ennis is out, Zemgus Girgensons is out, Sam Reinhart is out. So the Sabres are missing some offense up front for this game here tonight, and it's in part why Cal O'Reilly's been called up. Cal O'Reilly, who actually played for Dan Bylsma a little bit back in the 11-12 season when both were with Pittsburgh. Volkinen just failed to get through. Red Wings back on side, drop back for Larkin. Nice move, able to keep control of it. Dropped it off for Tatar, mishandled, then gave it up to McCabe, tried to get it back again. Quickly was Larkin over there to intercept on an attempted clear. Poke free. Polkinen has to reach back. Send a backhander in, but not deep. And with that, Buffalo able to clear with 15 remaining in the penalty.
Well, you talk about like a free-for-all on a power play. There's no ability to set up here for Detroit at all. They just can't seem to get settled down and get any time.
Helm turning as the penalty now to Buffalo is over. There's a shot and a save through a crowd.
Never saw
by Robin Lehner. So we're still goalless. First period from Buffalo. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit.
Mickey York of the Game Break brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Rangers and Hurricanes. First period. Canes breaking out of their zone. Ryan McDonough picks it off and snaps it past Eddie Lack to put the Rangers up 1-0 late in the first. Still looking for our first goal of the game in Buffalo as we send you back to Ken and Mick.
Thanks, Mick. And Carolina under a winter storm watch, too. Crazy. Oakland University brings you the scouting report on man games lost to injury. Dan Bilesma's team second to only the Edmonton Oilers. And you see where the Red Wings are. And Johan Franzen, such a big part of that. And speaking of Johan Franzen, Robin Lehner's in goal. He had 3 against him one night. Remember the 5-goal night that Franzen had in Ottawa? Lehner relieved Brian Elliott that night. And Franzen had one there, so he owns Robin Lehner, and that's why Lehner's record is so poor against Detroit with the goals against average above 5. It's all because of the mule, at least for the most part. He's a big part of the man games lost for Detroit. Speaking of that winter storm watch in Carolina, you know all about the bad weather along the East Coast, and Washington-Anaheim game scheduled for tonight has been canceled, and Anaheim will, if not already, has made their way to Detroit to get out of the nation's capital to meet the Red Wings tomorrow night. And that'll be a 6:30 Red Wings live tomorrow night from Joe Louis Arena. The Anaheim Ducks, who are playing much better lately, taking on the Red Wings on this very station tomorrow night. A hand pass, so we'll get a stop and play. So Anaheim, the Red Wings won't get the benefit now of they'll be tired, and they won't get the benefit of a tired Ducks team tomorrow night because they don't play Washington. John Gibson was supposed to start tonight for Anaheim, so he'll likely play tomorrow.
Well, they'll be running on adrenaline here with the All-Star break coming after the game. I was going to say in Long Island. They're playing the Islanders. It's in Brooklyn. On Monday night, also on Fox. So we got tonight, tomorrow against Anaheim. Travel day Sunday, and then the game on Monday against the Islanders, and then it's a really nice break for the Red Wings. They get 2 days longer than a lot of teams in the league, before they go to Florida in early February, coming out of the break.
Zetterberg with a shot that Lehner knocked aside, and the Sabres, Johan Larsson. A fight with Max Talbot 4 games ago to Larsson, and showed fairly well. Bit of a trip there on the corner. And now a call coming down there.
Green was on the bottom of that, and Brendan Smith took exception to that takedown.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
No damage, I guess. No harm, no foul. No penalty, I don't think, to anybody, although Green really went down. Oh my gosh, did he ever go down dangerously? And yet it almost looked like he lost his footing and got on his heels, and his balance just went right out from underneath him. Boy, that's dangerous. You land right in the small of your back.
Kept in by Cody Franzen. O'Reilly back of the net, got checked by Datsuk. 2 of the greater thieves in the National Hockey League. Takeaway leaders. Terrific at that craft for both Ryan O'Reilly and Pavel Datsuk. Bouncing puck into Detroit territory. We'll have enough to get over for icing, although Kane will argue the case, but it will come back into the Buffalo zone on the icing charge. As you look at Evander Kane, 10 goals, 2 on the power play, 1 against Colorado last game, and 18 points. He leads the Sabres in both shots and hits per game. 4 shots per game just about on average, and 3 hits per game for Evander Kane. As mentioned, missed 10 games this year with a knee injury. Datsuk between Nyquist and Helm. Comes back for Alexei Marchenko. Jonathan Ericsson shot wide, picked up by Nyquist, back of the net, circling out front. Good job, though, by Cody Franzen to stay with him and not let him get a shot away. Ryan O'Reilly at center couldn't get through. Stood up there by Marchenko. Made the pass across to Bogosian. His shot goes off the skate of Eriksson and turned back by Pavel Datsyuk.
And looking at this first period again, Ken, no score in the game. It's the case with so many games in the NHL. The Red Wings are probably played more one-goal games than they have, I don't think. But they've got to find a way to open this game up a little bit. It's like a chess game all night long with these teams.
31-goal games for Detroit. 18, 4, and 8 in their 30 games.
Unbelievable. I mean, so little to choose from when there's so few goals being scored. I mean, one little mistake, one bad break, one bad penalty, you lose a game.
And shot wide by Sheahan. And just to clarify, 1-goal games meaning a differential of a goal in the game, not just games where they've only scored the one. Back to the point. Move this side for Quincy. Face-off dot back in front. Look for a redirect.
Perfect idea. Nowhere to go. Big goaltender. Try to throw it in somebody's feet and get the right kind of bounce. Certainly they could use a lot more of that.
Well, the Red Wings haven't scored a lot lately. They've only 11 non-shootout goals against the past 7. But in that time, they've only scored a dozen. And the Red Wings the past 7 are 4-2-1. So they're not scoring a lot, but they're not giving up.
No, they're not. When you got goaltending that averages at .918, and the guy in goal tonight's at .931 himself.
Save
Quite frankly, outside of a couple of games that Jimmy Howard struggled, he was very good the first couple of months of the season along with Mrazek. So combined .918, it's a good thing.
That's deflected high.
Because they're not scoring a lot of goals. And in spite of that, the power play has not been very good. Penalty killing without Miller has dropped off, and unfortunately Drew's gone for the year. But so you put it all together, I guess if you're a Red Wing fan, you can be pretty happy that they're in the position they are when they're having trouble scoring goals.
Well, Jeff Blashill was saying yesterday, you just have to hit the net more, and he liked the chances they had, and they had a boatload of chances, and Pavel Datsyuk hitting the post against them. What, they have 3 posts in all?
3
against St. Louis?
Yeah. Well, both goaltenders in that game were very, very good.
A reminder to stay with us during our first intermission, our Ram Intermission Report. Mickey, Darren, and Ozzy in the studio. And John Scott at the All-Star Game. They'll discuss that. The captain of the Pacific, even though he's in the Atlantic, whatever.
Literally. Literally he's in the Atlantic.
They've left him swimming coast to coast. Yeah.
In St. John's. In the American League. That's for the trade from Montreal to Montreal.
Here's Giunta. Offside, yeah. Oh, and Giunta took a high stick. Could be a bit of an oxymoron using that term there. He was, but, you know.
You mean because of his size? Well, obviously the referees didn't think it was too serious. Giunta made the wrong move going backwards while his teammate went offside. Jumbo shrimp.
We'll end it there.
Stick with Giunta.
Yeah, right.
About 5'6". Got a big heart, though.
Captain. There's the line in at his shot just missed. Brought on here by Datsyuk. 7 to go in the period. He fanned on it. Giunta's got it.
He's shaking his head going back as time runs out. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. How can I do that? I'm Pavel Datsyuk, for goodness sake.
So
You'll laugh at it.
No goals here in the opening period, as we'll discuss whether voting for the All-Star Game should be changed. After John Scott was elected as a captain, it's the write-in votes that are the issue. More on that with Darren Elliott, Chris Osgood, and Mickey York. Well, if you're watching at home, maybe you've got something to eat during the intermission while watching Mickey, Darren, and Chris. As the Red Wing fans are enjoying here. And stay tuned to Red Wings Live following the game, where we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings player of the game. Presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. And Peter Mrazek, as your local Toyota dealers, brings you the report card on his road success. Tied for 5th in the NHL with a 10-4 record and 4th best .938 save percentage on the road, .931 overall coming into the game tonight, which is tied for third in the league and third best in the NHL even strength save percentage. No goals by either team in the opening 20 minutes. The second period is underway. Red Wings couldn't clear, and Mrazek makes the stop there as Foligno went looking for the rebound. Larkin played it into the middle. Zetterberg will carry through for Detroit. Zetterberg into the Buffalo zone for Abdelkader. Zetterberg got it back. Taken there by Gionta. Swinging one wide, Mrazek. Good puck handling netminder. Flipped one back for Alexei Marchenko. Quickly moved to the Red Wing captain. Long shot down, and it will be grabbed by Robin Lehner and held for a face-off. Lehner, an original second-round pick of Ottawa in 09, and the Sabres gave up a first-round pick, as we mentioned, to get him, and they also got David Legwand in that deal from the Senators as Robin Lehner looks for his first win as a Buffalo Sabre. And there's a look at Grosse Pointe Woods, David Legwand.
Remember when Lehner was moved from Ottawa, they didn't know which way to go with all the goaltenders they had at the time, and they finally flipped the coin, and it was Lehner that was the one to go.
Well, Craig Anderson's pretty good.
Sure is.
Mike Quist will send it back in. And Andrew Hamburg, of course, the Hamburg learned what he was doing. Sort of helped move things along a little bit. Race for the puck as Kane, that good skater, went after it, but knocked down high stick.
You know, the young goaltenders in this league can be really good, but a lot of them for a short period of time. And that's why a guy like Mrazek, he's very young, he's inexperienced, he acts like an experienced guy, but it's a difficult position because it's the most important position. You're the last line of defense. And the way the game is being played today with the goals or lack of goals that are being scored, boy, oh boy, you can't give up many bad goals or easy goals. Net off the moorings. And quite frankly, the Red Wings themselves have not given up what you'd call bad goals, either one of their goaltenders this year, much at all. But again, when you don't score a lot, that's what you have to get the points that they've got.
Yeah, the goaltending almost has to be perfect. The Red Wings have lost the past 2 one-goal games they've been involved with, and prior to that, they were 6-0 in one-goal games since Christmas time. So it's sort of turned around a little bit.
We'll come back to the power play again. This is why it's critical that you get your power play going. I'm not sure. The Bruins did it in the finals a couple years ago. But I'm not sure you can make the playoffs in this tight league without being at least 18% or better. I mean, and that's right where the Red Wings are now, and we're not happy with it. So they feel they should be at least 20%. I'm thinking the old days you might get 5 power plays in a hockey game, and you had to score at least once. A lot of times only 3 and 4, but you had to have good looks. And a lot of the problem with the Red Wing power plays, they're one and done, and a lot of their chances are from very low percentage areas on the outside. They got to shoot the puck more, to look for some bounces in front of the net or rebounds.
This will be Jack Eichel on the face-off for Buffalo, and Luke Glendening ties him up. And grabbed there by Joachim Anderson, flipped past Mark Pysyk. Former first-round pick in 2010. Weber's pass deflected at center. Weber's really improved this season for Buffalo, Pittsburgh native. Marchenko played it for Polkinen, and a return pass, righty to righty. Number 47 of the Red Wings fan on the pass back. Eichel up there along with Cal O'Reilly. The other O'Reilly, the 29-year-old O'Reilly. And set up back of the net. Jonathan Ericsson surveys the situation. Sees his team in the midst of a change. A longer change here in period 2 for both teams. Tipped by Abdelkader. Ristolainen goes back to get it. 55 for Buffalo. Into the middle. Nearly gave it away. So many teams throw it up the middle. A planned play. This one worked. Here's Foligno back in front. Larson tried to cut back. Anderson, a former second-round pick of the Minnesota Wild. Just hasn't found the offensive side of the game, but responsible defensively. In goes Larkin against Ristolainen and Bogosian. Center up front. What a save! What a stop that was as Abdelkader was all alone in front. Set up beautifully, but couldn't bury it. Brendan Smith. Larkin over to cover at the near point in there against Jake McCabe. Came to the line and held by Mrazek off a long 60-footer from Matt Moulson.
Well, that scoring chance came from the pressure from Dylan Larkin with his speed again. He's tracking the puck down with a forecheck. It ends up on the stick of Zetterberg, and a bang-bang play as the Sabres had all turned their back. That was a miscue for them defensively. And their goaltender bails them out. Boy.
So O'Reilly against Datsuk, because O'Reilly was taking more face-offs than any other player in the National Hockey League. Won that one back. And O'Reilly's face-off percentage very good as well. 57%. Sixth best in the league. Helm with a shot, changed direction. As they battle in front of the net, Nyquist getting his stick up in front. Continuing to go at it there with McCabe, gave him another shot. Here comes O'Reilly, then he gets checked on the way back by Quincy. Now Kane with a shot that went wide of the goal. Pesek for Weber. Blocked partially by Helm, and it came right back to him. Sabres in the midst of a change. Darren Helm across center. Pesek beat Datsuk to it. Puck was back of the Buffalo goal, and now the Sabres in control. From across center, Mrazek out to play it. Sheahan tapped it over to the left wing side for Yurko, who was checked by Cal O'Reilly. Sheahan had to go off the heel of his stick. Yurko races down. Sheahan and Weber. And Yurko. Going down was Pesek. Yurko threw it back to the line for Eriksson. And Leonard able to see that one. And again, the Sabres netminder will hold on for a faceoff.
He's had a couple of shots like that, Ken, where there's been nobody in front. The timing thing. Didn't have time to get anybody there. Again, both these teams, like most teams in this NHL today, work so hard defensively. They don't give you much time. They don't give you much space. And it's hard to really get yourself into a shooting position with this dump it in and try to cycle stuff. Boy, hard to score in the rush anymore in this game as well.
Face-off one off the junction of the bar and the post, and it stayed out off a Brendan Smith blast. That close to being 1-0 Red Wings. I don't know if Leonard saw it, but the rebound came out. He laid down, and the whistle went. Good face-off win by Detroit.
Brendan was practicing his shot this morning. He had a lot of long bombs going here at practice. It was an optional for a lot of guys. Bit of a knuckler, but lots on it. And he got lucky there.
They're going to review just to be certain. From the Situation Room back in Toronto, where they review every play just to be sure.
Well, it should be a quicker review because it's only about 50 miles down the road.
You think?
Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Anyway, no cigar on that one.
That's dumped in deep by Philip Baroni, number 84 for Buffalo. As the Sabres' fourth line is out against the Red Wings' fourth line. Back to get it goes Franzen. Gave it away to Pulkkinen, but the shot went wide. Joakim Anderson to the line to Brendan Smith. That was just off the mark. Moving in on it was Green. Threw it in back of the goal for Glendening. Glendening trying to turn to get away from McCabe. Now Joakim Anderson. He's on waivers, but in the Red Wing lineup tonight.
Well, you got to believe it's got to be tough for him. I mean, just to get it all going up there. But the other side of this coin, is that you want to do as much as you can with the time you get tonight, because you know everybody in the league's watching. And they're thinking about, can we take him? Can we do it with our salary, with our cap, with our lineup, with our injuries? Do we take him? Should we take him? So a lot of that, as we get a nice year, to be determined on Joakim Andersson before noon tomorrow.
And Brad Richards, who went home to Prince Edward Island for his grandfather's funeral, will return to be with the Red Wings tomorrow for their game at the Joe, 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Detroit for Red Wings Live. Puck drop just after 7. So they'll have a full complement of players regardless what happens, and if he clears waivers, could be going down to Grand Rapids. There's a shot off the glove of Leonard.
Everybody, fight!
Zetterberg muscling on Larson and knocked out of the air. Abdelkader gives chase there with Bogosian around for Ristolainen. I say Bogosian's been much better playing with Rasmus Ristolainen of late too, just more comfortable. Good defense pairing is the #1 unit for Buffalo for sure. Going down awkwardly there was Zetterberg, able to get back up. Larkin and Abdelkader, the forward line for Detroit. Ristolainen with a long pass for Larson, comes back into the middle, and a kick save there by Mrazek. And Gianna with a shot up high that Mrazek will hold on for a face-off. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Brothers O'Reilly, that's Cal on the left, the older brother to Ryan on the right. Cal just called up, what with the injury to Sam Reinhart. They just had the parents' trip, so his mom Bonnie was on the trip with Ryan, but Cal wasn't called up yet. So now Cal is playing with brother Ryan. Bonnie came back to Buffalo with the team from Denver. She drove to Goderich, Ontario. As soon as she heard her other son, Cal, was called up, turned the car around and came back here to Buffalo to see them both play in the same game tonight.
Is that a hockey mom or what?
Isn't it?
They all do it.
Yeah, his dad's traveling, so couldn't come back for the game, but Bonnie made, what is it, 3.5 hours?
Yeah, another 3 hours to Goderich. Here we go, 2-on-1.
And carried in here by Helm to Nyquist. The shot, the save made by Leonard. Gosh. Held in at the line, though, as the Sabres couldn't clear. Helm's got it now, went off a leg and back of the goal for Bogosian. And it was a nice touch by Buffalo after they traded for Ryan, signed him to a big deal, that they then picked up Cal, so he could be with his brother. Here's Datsuk, dropped it back, and a shot by DeKeyser was partially blocked. There's Ryan O'Reilly, who's been on Pavel Datsuk tonight. Bogosian has it. Flipped it back for Ristolainen. Evander Kane. Checked by Tatar. Moved back for him. Here comes Tatar, who's right in on goal. Sent it back in front, and Sheahan couldn't find it. Comes to the line and a quick shot. Marchenko, and that just went wide. Jonathan Ericsson able to keep it in. Back to the net for Yurko. Quickly across, good movement here. Marchenko back in front, and Sheahan.
The pass.
Had an opportunity right in front of Leonard. Sheahan checking on Ristolainen. Tomas Tatar to the line. Good job to keep it in there by Ericsson. Put it in front of the net, and Tatar was too hot to handle. Back to the point, Marchenko for Jonathan Ericsson. Shot whistled wide of the goal. Here's Tatar with it again. Tatar took a shot through a crowd, and Leonard stopped that. Ericsson back in front. Yurko, and a save made by Leonard. Here's Tatar. Red Wings buzzing. Point shot. Marchenko. Save made, and no rebound.
What a shift. Whoa.
Looks pretty good. Sheahan, Tatar, and Yurko.
Well, take a look at this 2-on-1 again. It's unfortunate that usually you give the puck up, you get it back, but they were so tight to Ristolainen that Nyquist could not go back to Helm. And this was Yurko a moment ago, deflected off a stick. Very good shift for those guys. Usually when you give the puck up early, you're going to get it back. You open things up, spread people out. It ended up, Nyquist is at again a low percentage angle to try to score.
Polkinen for Brendan Smith. Crowd in front. And another try there for Polkinen. Too many bodies in front. Jamie McGinn, good play by Anderson to knock it away. Joachim Anderson's on it again. Got some help there from Glendening. And the puck bounced over Smith's stick. He'll have to chase back there along with Cal O'Reilly.
Like me. He just gave Brendan Smith a shove in the rear end to try to help him get back quicker. Make sure you keep the blade of that stick up high.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't tickle, that thing.
Puck comes free here to Larson. Back in front and just wide off Gianta. Zetterberg tied up his man. Gianta again. Knocked away by DeKeyser for Zetterberg. To Larkin. Larkin threw it back in deep. Larkin tied with Jack Eichel, second in rookie goals. Tied with Eichel for third in rookie points coming into the game tonight. Long shot went high. Marchenko. Reverse that and Eriksson will wait. Forced out of the pocket there by Legwand. Against his former teammate. Careful not to hook him. Game free here. Sabres couldn't get anywhere. Let's go Buffalo chant here at First Niagara Center. It has been a wonderful revamp downtown here in Buffalo. Datsuk pushed it across for Helm. Fakes a shot from a sharp angle in front of the goal. Sabres to the line but not out. Back in down low as Nyquist gave it back. Datsuk, DeKeyser, broken stick. Shot to the front of the net. Still digging for it. All tied up was Helm and Quincy with a drive. Marchenko put it to the corner as Nyquist closed on Ristolainen and got the puck away from him into the middle, but Sabres Schaller was in a perfect spot to help knock it away as Marchenko goes back to get it.
Well, they've had him on their heels here the last couple of shifts.
Here's Riley Sheahan. Sheahan's parents, Mike and Peggy, here to watch him tonight. Good poke check there by Brendan Smith. Yurko stood up by Weber, shoots it in. Tatar first on. Great shift last time out for this line. They'll go at it again. Yurko into the corner. Centering one. Tatar couldn't shoot it. Now backhands one that was going wide. That'll be grabbed by Robin Leonard. Well, Peter Mrazek's hero growing up was a former Red Wing great Dominik Hasek, former Sabre great too. More on that when we come back. Last January, Peter Mrazek waited for the opportunity. He wanted to meet his hero, Dominik Hasek, and after the Sabres retired Dom's number 39, he said, "Thanks for the memories, Dom."
What a great thrill that had to be for Peter Mrazek to shake the hand of a countryman and one of the best in the game, in Dominik Hasek.
Here's Sheahan back of the net. Back to the line to Kaiser and tipped wide of Leonard. Quincy checked his man at the line. And the Sabres turn back at their own end. Messick across here to Weber. Mike Weber to center. Good character guy, Weber, on the Sabres blue line. Carried back in here by Gianta. Saved by Mrazek. Loose in front, Foligno, and cleared away by DeKeyser. So the Sabres regroup. Pesek's pass couldn't connect with Foligno, but they say it ricocheted in. So no icing. Now Kyle Quincy with a long pass tipped by Joachim Anderson. Back to play at Leonard. McCabe around to Matt Moulson. Boy, the struggles of Matt Moulson continue as it's carried in here by Kane. Lost it off his stick. Glendenning's got it ahead for Teemu Pulkkinen. Used all that time with the shoulder injury. Pulkkinen trying to find his stride. playing in his 27th game of the season, has 6 goals in the season, says Pulkkinen. Cody Franzen, right-handed shooting defenseman with a wrister that sailed wide, and the same story there from Kane. Back to the line for Franzen, missed the target. Kane with another shot, went off the stick of Marchenko. Teemu Pulkkinen for Joakim Andersson, held up by McCabe at center for Buffalo. And off the stick and going back to get it is Jamie McGinn. Jack Eichel. Second overall pick behind Connor McDavid. A stumbling Mrazek couldn't do what he wanted with that puck. An opportunity perhaps here for Buffalo as a result. Tip past Cal O'Reilly. Trying to flip it ahead here for Abdelkader, who did come up with it. Ristolainen stepped up to block Larkin from moving. And it's loose at center as Zetterberg gives it to Abdelkader. In for Dylan Larkin just behind him. Larkin, ooh, did he get hit high?
Right.
As Ristolainen low, and then Bogosian came in high on him. Carried back here by McGinn and deep into the Red Wing end as Buffalo gets a change. Cal O'Reilly's on. Gets some help from Legwand. Back of the net as Jack Eichel was checked. Knocked ahead and loose at center and fired in deep by DeKeyser, who will go off in a change. Moved here for Weber. Mike Weber for Buffalo lost it, regained control, then it went off the Sabres' Veroni as Mrazek played it over for Smith, who gives it to Green. Mike Green with a long pass for Pavel Datsyuk. Datsyuk as Red Wings going to the net, gives it to Nyquist. Nyquist turning up high with it, chased there by Pesek. Nyquist still with it, puts on the brakes, then back to the forehand in front. Datsyuk found it. Loose in front of the goal, and the Sabres regain control. 4.5 to go here in period 2. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. I'm glad you're with us tonight, wherever you're tuning in on Fox Sports Detroit. First of back-to-back games for the Red Wings tonight here in Buffalo. Tomorrow, back at home at Joe Louis Arena, 6:30, Red Wings live on Fox Sports Detroit. Tatar with a flipper. That'll be grabbed by Robin Leonard. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Mickey York for the game break, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Blackhawks in Florida taking on the Panthers. First period, all Panthers. Time winding down. Quentin Howden grabs the loose puck at center ice, shoots and scores with just 2 seconds remaining in the period. Panthers lead it 3-0 going into the second. Ken Mick, back to you in Buffalo.
Okay, Mickey. Well, back-to-back for Chicago. They got beat by Tampa last night, and the Panthers back on track doing their thing with Jaromir Jagr leading the way and all those young guys for Dale Talon and Gerard Gallant. As you look at Mr. DeKeyser, he's been very, very good this year. They've always thought he was dependable defensively, but he's gotten even better. And anytime there's a matchup to be had, DeKeyser's going to be there, and if Quincy's healthy, he's with it.
And an easy save for Peter Mrazek to make.
It's also important for Dan DeKeyser to be logging a lot of ice time with Kronwall on the sidelines for a couple of weeks at least. So DeKeyser really is developing into a very good piece of this puzzle here in Detroit. And they got him as a free agent, basically, right out of college a couple of years ago. His third full year now.
29 other teams would have liked to sign him.
I guess so.
He played for a season under Jeff Blashill at Western.
Yeah, he was highly sought after. Eichel just tried to possibly wrap around. He and Larkin both have a tendency to do that. One from the left side and Eichel from the right side. They like that speed, boy. They get a goaltender frozen on the short side. They're going for a tuck in on the far side. Wrap around.
Brought back in here by Evander Kane. Mrazek will hold on. And interesting, we were $67 fan packs available to see the Wings battle the Senators February 10th. You'll get 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, 2 soft drinks starting at just $67. For tickets, call 313-471-7575 now. Ticket executives are standing by. So the Sabres, the Red Wings in their division, will meet 5 times this year. Ottawa's the other team.
Yeah.
The Red Wings will meet 5 times, 2 within the division, and 5 meetings. Obviously offset whether an even number to home or away. The next meeting against Buffalo for Detroit, the 5th and final, March 28th at the Joe. Foligno back to the point. Ristolainen loose in front of the net. Gionta tries save by Mrazek. Mrazek getting up slowly.
Down awkward.
It seems to be okay.
He does. Wow.
Back the other way here for Zetterberg. That went off his skate. And Foligno just wraps it back toward Red Wing territory where the Red Wing captain is there to take it. Talking about Jeff Blashill, who coached Danny DeKeyser at Western. Jeff played for Ferris State. And the opposing coach tonight, Dan Bylsma, played in the CCHA from 88 to 92 at Bowling Green.
Well, again,
Former college players as coaches now.
no score, and well, they almost had one there. Talk about a rubber man. He went, look at how awkwardly he went down. His right arm was underneath him, left arm back on the other side. Elastic man, Peter Mrazek there. He looks like he's no worse for wear, but boy, oh boy, he can jump around that net like a monkey on a high wire, and he is something else to watch.
4th straight start, 9th the past 10. In the past 6 games, 2 goals against or fewer for Peter Mrazek.
He's so darned athletic.
Ryan O'Reilly made the pass. Oh, and that caught the Kaiser. Look out. Pete Van Zandt coming over the boards quickly. The linesman's going to help him. Right away, they thought the Kaiser was in trouble as that came up high and caught him.
And he does wear a shield. Looks like it got him underneath the shield.
Yeah.
Off a Datsuk's stick. Yeah, caught him on the left side of the chin. Evander Kane wound up, slaps the puck, and hits Datsuk's stick right there. Then deflects up and hits the Kaiser on the left side of the jaw. Because they stopped the play, he's gonna sit down.
Glad he's okay to stay on the bench.
I guess so. I was gonna say, stop the play, you gotta come off the ice. You're checking to see that his chiclets are all still in one piece and the jaw's okay. Excellent. Grab those hinges and open and shut. How much does it hurt? Gee. It's not a fun thing to watch or to think about what possibly could happen.
Matt Molson, who had tied up to Kaiser in front, comes back here for Weber. Tipped through with Kane on it. Then he's checked. Helm saw Weber coming, got it to center. O'Reilly pushed it back for Weber, back for O'Reilly.
Look at the lack of room up there. Neither team is given an inch. They're just smothering each other.
Well, that would be the National Hockey.
I guess, eh? How did it get this way? Boy.
Well, the Red Wings' Ken Holland and Jim Devellano are proponents for a 90-foot wide rink in the Detroit Event Center. The new building downtown will have the capability to going to 90 feet wide. All are 200 by 85 now. 2.5 feet per side, 5 feet total. Might create a little space. Some are for it, some are against it. I know Brian Burke in Calgary is all for it.
Why would you be against it if you want? I mean, you got to open this game up.
Yeah, you don't want to go the international size ice by 100, but 90, just 5 feet wider, would create a little bit more space. Shot there by DeKeyser, went off a leg and wide. Not saying the new Red Wing building will be that, but we'll have the capability to do it. Fanned on there by Quincy. It's all about the ice-making machine underneath. And
the whole idea is to create a little more space for these bigger guys, bigger players, to do what they do and to exhibit their skill. Right now there's no room to step it all down.
And the players are so much bigger than the old days. Remember Buffalo, Chicago, and Boston? Smaller buildings.
They sure were.
Yeah, little bandboxes. I mean, some think that's even better for the game, but
Well, but the players, just very, very few players were over 6 foot.
back then. Here's Larkin turning, and a save made by Leonard. And again, Dylan Larkin with that wraparound try. That speed coming from behind the goal as time winding down. Red Wings saying it was shot directly out of play, but was it? The linesmen are conferring now with the officials. We'll see if there's a penalty coming, but first, our MGM Grand Detroit intermission will have Darren, Chris Osgood, and Mickey York in our studio, and Jimmy Howard's future as the goaltenders. We'll discuss that coming up in 3 seconds playing time from now as the referees discuss whether there will be a Red Wing power play. Did Buffalo shoot that puck directly out of play?
No, I guess not, eh?
No.
The door was open, but they thinks it was deflected.
So Tim Peel telling Jeff Blashill, no luck.
Well, Jeff's basically going by his players, whatever they're thinking and saying. Hockey players are so honest all the time. How would you ever challenge them?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't bend the truth. I'll tell you the truth. Sure you will.
Ryan O'Reilly, 57% on draws, will come in here against Henrik Zetterberg. Trying to win an important faceoff for Buffalo, and he did. And with that, 2 periods in the books, 27-17 the shots, but no goals in this game thus far. Both goaltenders perfect. As Mickey York, Darren Elliott, Chris Osgood discuss what the Wings should do with Jimmy Howard now that it does appear Peter Mrazek establishing himself as the clear number 1. We'll send it to the studio from the Red Wing fans to Mickey York.
Come back to Buffalo on a chilly Friday night here in, thank you very much. That was very good. Crowded booth up here tonight at the First Niagara Center, and we're going to bring you our Nissan drive to the net. Happened in the second period. Right off the faceoff, Brendan Smith with a bullet. You could hear the ringing of the iron behind Robin Lehner. That's our Nissan drive to the net. About halfway through the second period. No score in this game. Lots of Red Wing fans in Buffalo here to watch the game, and we want to send a good luck and a shout out to the Detroit Bell Tire 14 and under Triple-A Tier A hockey team. Girls ages 12 to 14. Some of them are staying at our hotel here in Buffalo. They play out of the Sportsplex in Taylor, and they're here for about 4 games, Ken, this weekend, and looking forward. Just a goodwill tournament, nothing at stake, just a lot of good competition. A lot of young gals getting out playing the great game of hockey, so all the best to the gang from Bell Tire here in Buffalo.
Third period underway. Red Wings with an edge in shots by 10. Passed ahead for Gionta. Couldn't connect there with Foligno, who stayed with it. Eriksson then ties him up. And then a collision in the corner. It came free here for Larkin. Henrik Zetterberg has Abdelkader going. Just onside. Look back in front for Larkin and just out of his reach.
Good back check by Gionta to basically nullify Larkin and make that pass unavailable.
Ristolainen. His third season. Got to center. Good pass for Kane. Taken out by DeKeyser around to Quincy. Tapped it along and tipped and hit was Helm. Datsyuk. Kane strong on the back check. Evander Kane in his own zone. Up the right wing boards for Molson. DeKeyser all over him. Weber for Buffalo from his own side of center.
That should have been an icing, and here's the turnover.
Given away as O'Reilly puts it back to the point for Pesek. That shot hit nothing but glass. Helm ran one off the boards and back to the Buffalo line.
Red Wing dodged a bullet there in a play that should have been called. I don't know why they waved that off. I think a play like that for this game to be decided. Now here's an icing. But yeah, they missed that one, and Detroit's lucky it didn't end up in the net. Pretty good scoring chance by Buffalo. Neither team has given either one a whole lot of room to move around here tonight, and Riley Sheahan is no different than anybody else, along with his line mate Tatar, who's coming off an off night. I talked to him this morning, and he was saying that he's not 100%, but well, he was awfully sick for about 36 hours, and got good attention and ready to go again, albeit not 100%, but good enough to get in the lineup and trying to keep that goal scoring streak that he's had against Buffalo going.
Turning is Marchenko. For Tatar. 14 goals in the season. Tied with Dylan Larkin. Top spot on the Red Wings. Eichel. He's a 14-goal scorer himself, but unlike Larkin, Eichel's minus 13, Larkin's plus 21. There's a save made by Mrazek.
Well, both Kane and O'Reilly are minus 10s as well, so
there's a different structure to the two teams, I would think.
Well, Buffalo's in a full-blown rebuild. I mean, they made the deal for Kane out of Winnipeg and O'Reilly out of Colorado last July. And they knew that they were going to be a top pick, maybe number 1. End up with 2. And the rebuild was on here in Buffalo. You got Georges and from Montreal.
Never know, they may get there again. Austin Matthews, the prize, and 2 or 3 great Finns could go in the top 5. And Chychrun, the defenseman, that'll be offside. As Leonard will hold on to that. Well, Sabres had a good opportunity here.
They did. That was one of those plays up the middle again that just escaped the stick of Green off of Sheahan. And again, if that play works, it's a very effective play. When it doesn't, it usually ends up with a scoring chance against you. So you got to be sure when you're making the play.
Sabres coming in and couldn't hit the net in a big collision.
Nasty collision.
It was Larson with the Kaiser. Shot hit a leg. Ahead for Johan Larsson again, number 22 for Buffalo. Larsson one more time. And a good stick there by Quincy to knock it away. Here comes Larkin. Larkin cuts back into the middle. A backhander. Crowd in front, it's loose. And Abdelkader's slow to get up in front. And he's going off holding his right ear.
That puck hit him in the back of the head.
Eriksson took Kane out of the play. Abdelkader being attended to by Pete Van Zandt over at the Red Wing bench. Oh, right in front of the goal. Larkin gave it away. And a nice poke check there on O'Reilly by Mrazek, who had to be quick on that. After a Larkin miscue in his own zone, allowing the Sabres leading goal scorer with 17 and point getter with 40, Ryan O'Reilly with a chance. Another shot, and this one will be held off the right shoulder by Mrazek.
So 2 times in a minute and a half, that play up the middle doesn't work for Detroit, this time off the stick of Larkin. And I think Abdelkader took Larkin's backhander right off the right ear. He got knocked down by Weber, he tripped on his skate right there. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He got hit right behind the right ear with the Larkin backhander. Good thing it was a backhander, not a forehander. Boy. You know, the more I watch this game with the way guys are blocking shots and the way they're shooting at the speed of the game and the crowdedness that it's coming up with all the time in the defensive zone, I'm surprised that more players, or any players, aren't wearing full-blown screens in their face. I swear to goodness. I don't get it. Like the guys are getting hit in the chin there. Lucky maybe he didn't break his jaw, lose some teeth. I don't know if we're heading that direction eventually or not, but
well, you know that the visor has been grandfathered in for any player coming to the league now. And a few years ago has to at least keep a visor on.
Especially, Ken, with what seems to be the end of fighting. It's going to be sooner, not later. We won't have any fighting in the game.
Correct.
You know, so why not protect yourself? Put a face shield on, complete screen, whatever.
Last 7 years, fighting down 50%. Here's Green at the point. Oh, and it just skipped. You know what? I'd love to see them legislate in, and I know fighting is working its way out of the game, but if there's a clean hit on a play and no penalty called on the hit, the player retaliates for a hit, he starts the fight,
Going out.
game is gone.
Right.
That'll stop the fighting starting from a clean hit. And that would help in that regard, because if you make a clean hit and there's no penalty on the play, why do you have to answer for that? It's part of the game. It instigates the fight, throw him out. One way to maybe start it, but as you say, it'll probably work its way out of the game anyway.
Yeah.
And the visor's coming in as part of that. Here's a right in front for Tatar. Bounced off Quincy, and the Sabres are away. Kane on the left wing side. Going wide, staying with him to Kaiser. Little shake there from Kane. Now to O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly back of the net for Kane. But in a perfect spot to help negate that play was Joachim Andersen. Teemu Pulkkinen. Dumped it deep. Leonard out to play it. Second straight start for Leonard. He was terrific, especially in the third period against Colorado for Buffalo.
Look at this from.
To an open wing as Brendan Smith comes over to pick it up. Back here for Anderson. Loose in front. Someone trying to find it, and Leonard was the one who did. Well, I mentioned it's a short trip from St. Catharines here to Buffalo, and Riley Sheahan's mom, Peggy, is here. John Keating will guest with her next.
Back to Buffalo, and as Ken Daniels has mentioned a few times tonight, it's sort of a home game for the Sheahan crowd. Peggy Sheahan is Riley's mom. Is it still very cool to come into a rink like this and see your son playing NHL hockey?
It's very cool. We look forward to it for weeks. Tons of family members, friends, family. It grows 30 to 40 to 50 every year. There's more and more people, so it's pretty awesome.
Are you a nervous hockey mom?
I'm a very, very nervous hockey mom. My husband's worse, and we can hardly sit together half the time, but I don't eat very much before the game. I have a couple drinks, and I'm feeling pretty good. So.
All right, for the first time, the Red Wings are bringing their moms on a trip to Florida. What's your level of anticipation, excitement for that?
I'm pretty jacked. I can't wait to spend time with Riley and see what he has to go through on a day-to-day. I'm really excited to hang out with some of the moms. They're fantastic. The players are great, and that organization's awesome.
All right, she could barely stand next to me, so we'll encourage her to have a seat and root on the Red Wings to victory here in Buffalo, Kenny.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. And as you saw, Dylan Larkin had put one off the pipe. And yes, the first coming up, Tampa, Florida, the first mom's trip by Detroit. They've had the dad's trips for the last 10 years or so now. And mom's trip, that'll be really neat. And I'm sure Mike's wandering about the building somewhere. Riley's dad, Larkin, was just high stick in front. There's going to be a penalty here to Buffalo. So the Red Wings are going to go to a bell tire power play here that have been few and far between in this game. The Red Wings have had a couple. Buffalo has had one.
He's checking his teeth.
And is he down a tooth?
He might be. Looks like blood.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Foligno got 4 for the high stick, and Dylan maybe lost a chiclet.
He got combed. I mean, and now this is interesting when young players like Foligno went, like, what did I do? Watch his body language. He's looking around like, look, I didn't do anything. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Careless use of the stick, I guess. Combed his face.
So the Red Wings on a belt tire power play, their third of this game. They had 2 shots on their previous 2, and this, as you know, with the 7.5 gone here in the third period, big time for one. Here's Helm coming in. Seems to be following a pattern of games for the Red Wings, just the 1-goal games in the offense. Or lack thereof, but not giving up much either. So the pattern continues. A 1-shot game now. Here's to Kaiser, to Pulkkinen, always ready to shoot. Sights were off on that one.
He prefers to slap the puck from over there, but he tried to handle it and blew it right down the ice.
To Kaiser, just said to Henrik Zetterberg, you want it? And Zetterberg said yes. De Kaiser goes off. Zetterberg to Datsyuk. And here come the Red Wings on the Bell Tire power play. For Green, back for Datsyuk. Back of the net. Couple of tries at it. Flipped ahead to the line. Zetterberg there to keep it in. For Pavel Datsyuk. Back to Zetterberg. Wrist shot off a stick. Off the dasher for Datsyuk. For Green to Datsyuk. Now to Zetterberg. Didn't get to the goal as it was knocked down by McCabe and cleared to center for Mike Green. Pavel Datsyuk into Buffalo territory to Zetterberg. To Abdelkader, who heads to the front of Leonard. Worked its way back to Green. Into the middle. Nyquist to Zetterberg. Down low, Abdelkader back out front and just slithered wide. Got a piece of the pad of Leonard. Wrist shot, Datsyuk, that missed. Abdelkader just wide of the goal. Fired around by McCabe and down the ice by Buffalo. So the first 2 minutes of the penalty is over. On the 4-minute high stick to Foligno on Larkin. Helm carried in with Sheahan. So Dylan Larkin, after taking the high stick, hasn't been on the ice yet in the 4-minute power play. Riley, a stab at it, couldn't do it, and Peggy's son, Riley, couldn't get anywhere with it. With the high stick that Dylan Larkin took, he's still being attended to on the bench and can't play with blood. So that's an issue, and the Red Wings lose him on power play. Poking and firing, well, that was a hard shot. And Leonard able to stop that. Buffalo will clear all the way to Mrazek with a minute to go in the 4-minute power play. Vander Kane out, killing off some of this penalty for Buffalo. Along with their captain, Gionta. The Red Wing captain to center ice. Out of the Buffalo zone. Zetterberg turns inside the line. Flipped it back. Green trying to settle that bouncing puck for Datsyuk. He does to Zetterberg. Back in front. Look for redirect. Jamming away. Came looser to Zetterberg and checked by Kane. Green got over to knock it off his stick. Zetterberg tried to get it back to Green. He couldn't. Good job by Evander Kane, shorthanded.
We get the Sabres credit for working their tails off defensively.
Good crowd here at First Niagara Center will be cheering here as the Sabres clear it down. 5 seconds left. As the Buffalo Sabres have killed off the Red Wing power play, their penalty killing unit gets a huge applause here. 3 shots on that 4-minute power play for Detroit. Larkin back out now. Larkin put it in front. Came free to Glendening, now on to Ayres. For Dylan Larkin. Wrist shot. Bodies in front, and the shot just wide. Yurko. Marchenko. Right-hand shot, left side, back for Yurko. Made sure to get it deep. Ristolainen for Buffalo. Just clears it out of harm's way. Back in for Larkin. Larkin with room. Took a shot. Saved by Leonard. Glendening back to Larkin. Scores!
Deflection.
The puck just finds him. Dylan Larkin with that nose stop. The bleeding in the nose by the gauze. And he gives the Red Wings a 1-0 lead. His 15th goal.
Wow. Well, this puck, Larkin tries to go short side. There's nothing there. But Glendening in his wraparound goes wide of the net, and it went right back onto Larkin's stick. Watch this. Right there. He just jammed it to the front of the net and banked it off the right pad underneath Lehner. After all these great stops, you had a feeling it was going to be a goal like this to open this game up, and oh my goodness, there it is.
Seeing that?
Wow.
That may not be the prettiest picture of a goal. However, Dylan, whatever it takes. And that's what they say is compete level. And I just said the puck finds him. He never stops.
It's not Halloween, Dylan.
No.
Oh, boy. You can't play with blood flowing. What are we doing here? We got a timeout? I mean, Buffalo's been under duress here for several shifts.
Well, while he's got gauze in the nose to stop the bleeding, he could be minus a tooth here. Oh, Buffalo challenging offside.
Oh, boy. You know, this play did look offside.
He just said there, if you could read his lips, I just lost a tooth. There he said.
Yeah.
I just lost a tooth.
I mean, it got completely cracked right off.
Yep.
It broke off.
Yep.
Now, this is going to be an interesting call because I thought when this play came over the blue line, I think it was Helm carrying the puck. And there might have been somebody offside in front of the Buffalo bench. It was a touch and go play.
Well, Greg Dvorsky and Matt McPherson are the linesmen. So minus a tooth, a bleeding nose. Dylan Larkin, for the moment, has given the Red Wings a 1-0 lead with his team leading 15th goal of the season. And we'll see if it stands, and we'll get you a look at the possible offside play here. And we've seen so many of them lately.
Yeah, and they've been a lot of coaches challenge on offside, and a lot of them have been overturned. That the play was offside. Red Wings had one themselves. Is this the play we're looking at right here?
Yeah.
I mean, let's see if we can. Okay, hold it right there, guys. Now I can't see the puck here. We know he's on here. We'd have to get a different angle really to see, you know, down here low on the short side under us.
Bottom line is the puck has to be all the way over the blue line. And is that Darren Helm coming? That's Glendening coming out.
Yeah.
That's Glendening coming out of the zone. The puck
Woo.
is Glendening out before the puck crosses the blue line. It's a tough angle, probably just maybe not wide enough there. Let's see.
See, he doesn't touch. Larkin doesn't take the pass on the blue line. It looks like he took it inside the line, which doesn't mean anything. It's when the puck broke the back end of that line,
right,
or the front end of the line, if you will, over on this side, and when his skates touched the blue line.
Here's the call.
After review, there was no offside on the play.
Wow.
We have a good goal on the ice.
Didn't seem to be, although that wasn't the
that
clearest of angle, but yeah. So Dylan Larkin is now second in rookie goals in the National Hockey League, breaking the tie with Eichel. They had 14 apiece, but now he's one behind the great Artemi Panarin of Chicago, who's got 16. Larkin now with 15 goals.
He's going to be playing with that hole in his mouth for a while.
Yeah.
Dr. Bugren, where are you tonight? It's Friday night, so we'll be back around 12:30, 1 o'clock. We might need you.
Well, he will remember his 15th.
Oh, geez. Yeah, really.
We'll have a permanent reminder. So the Red Wings in a 1-0 lead. Glendening and Eriksson drawing the helpers on the Dylan Larkin goal.
And it came after, again, a pretty uneventful 4-minute power play where they only got 2 shots on goal.
Well, the Red Wings of 38 for the game is pretty good, and only allowing 19. He gave the puck up there, but too hot to handle for Eichel in front. Red Wings, when they get the first goal in the game, are 20, 4, and 5, and they've got one tonight. So Dylan Larkin with the first goal of this game and a 1-0 lead. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Why Dylan Larkin means the Red Wings still the only team in the NHL not to be shut out this season, Mick.
Okie dokie, well, let's take a look at our Ram, Guts, Glory plays of the game. And both these guys will be involved. The Guts is because they're getting banged around. Could have lost teeth there for DeKeyser. Here, Abdelkader got hit, and DeKeyser got hit there. And Larkin there. So the glory is that Larkin gets the goal. Abdelkader is going to get DeKeyser is going to get a new contract this summer, and I'm sure a nice healthy one, which he deserves. And Abdelkader, he got the shaft. He got hit in the ear. He got nothing for it. Those are our Ram Guts Glory plays of the game.
Red Wings with 40 shots on goal. And yet, not like many have been grade A opportunities, but enough chances for sure. And Larkin hit the post earlier. And earlier in the game, the Red Wings also won off the post from Brendan Smith. So they've had those chances. Missed a shot from the blue line. Larkin in a little tighter. So this could be much more than a 1-0 game.
Well, Detroit did start to challenge in the second period about halfway through. Cameron, they had 2 or 3 back-to-back shifts where Leonard had to be really good. Buffalo hasn't been able to get that kind of sustained pressure on Detroit at all tonight, but neither team really has given each other a whole lot to work with.
Right, and Peter Mrazek, just his solid self. He hasn't had to be spectacular.
For this play.
Right there, and a chance and just over top of the bar as Abdelkader had another opportunity.
He might have got rewarded. That would have been justice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Marchenko checked by Ryan O'Reilly. Now Abdelkader into the slot for Larkin. Tipped aside there by Robin Leonard. Jack Eichel couldn't get through. Been fairly quiet tonight. Eichel has. Here's Larkin. He's been much more of his usual self tonight. And for Abdelkader. Moving up is to Kaiser. Kept it in and then jammed off the boards by O'Reilly. Kane trying to find it. Quincy to Larkin. Red Wings in the midst of a change. Larkin all alone. Sees the change. He'll head off. Breathing can't be easy for him either. At this point, you wouldn't think for Dylan Larkin.
Get out the little snifters we used to have. It'll wake you up.
Yeah.
It'll wake you up fast.
He's got one nostril. The other
was
one.
ammonia. You break those
They
capsules.
still do. Well, Pavel used it all the time.
Send you right through the moon. That'll wake you up, get you in the game.
A lot of players still use that.
Do they?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Everything else has been banned. I can't believe they still got those.
Not that. I think if Dylan did that with just one nostril now, it might be a problem. That's like you with your one lung. Not easy.
Yeah, but we function.
You do.
And having all kinds of fun doing it. Larkin's not having any fun at all. My God, he smiles 24/7. That's how to play. And he should be at 19 years old. He's in the big dance. So we'll give the big dance a little break here. 4:39 to go. 1-0 to the visitors. Thanks, Mickey. Let's take a look at our big boys' big play of the game. And it will be, again, multiple plays this time by a very comfortable, and as Ken Daniels just said, usual good self. Peter Mrazek makes it look easy. Plays the puck very comfortably and effectively around the back of the net. Directs it where he wants it. And he's been solid as a rock one more time here. And nice save coming up here. Very effective poke check. Very timely right there on O'Reilly on a Detroit giveaway. So Mrazek provides us with our big boys plays of the game. He's been very good again.
Franzen had overskated it as Evander Kane's back to get it. Kane's been one of the better savers tonight.
He has been in most of these games against Detroit. He had the 2 goals in Detroit.
Yeah, got 2 two-goal games to savor, one against the Red Wings. Jack Eichel pushed by DeKaiser. Thrown back in deep there by Jake McCabe. Now here to Cody Franzen, saved by Mrazek. Bounced off him. 4 to go in the third period. Loose side of the goal. Datsuk was sandwiched in there, got tied up and held by Eichel. Eichel's stick lifted by DeKaiser. Came in front, but Quincy was there to clear it away.
Right on where he was supposed to be.
O'Reilly dropped it back. Buffalo and the Red Wings in the midst of changes with 3.5 to go in the third period. Each team has 10 blocked shots in this game tonight. Red Wings a little edge in the face-off department. Get your tickets for another exciting college hockey matchup. The Spartans and Wolverines duel in the D, February 5th at the Joe. Tickets start at $15. Little Caesars Family 4-pack start at just $49. For tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com/college hockey. Detroit 13-1-1. They're past 15 against Buffalo. This is the 4th of 5 meetings. The Red Wings are 6-0-1. They're past 7 visits here. The Red Wings with a 5-4 shootout win at the Joe and a 2-1 loss there, and a 4-3 win here to kick off 2016. First of 5 wins of the 6-game road trip for Detroit. Lead pass for Abdelkader. Backhander went wide of the goal. Zetterberg checked by Gionta. Now to Dylan Larkin. Flipped one through. What a pass. Zetterberg scores! A beautiful goal. Great finish. Great pass. Larkin to Zetterberg. 2-0 Detroit.
What an exchange by Zetterberg and Larkin in an absolute bang-bang play on the tape. And they mesmerized the defensive core of the Buffalo Sabres, and nobody was home for Zetterberg after he'd given the puck up to Larkin. Jeez, look at him circle around the outside, all the way around behind everybody, and does a little deke. No chance really for the goaltender unless he gets a poke check, but look at Larkin looking, and he seamed it right through everybody. That is as good as he gets, and you can't draw him up any better than that. Wow.
You know what the kids call that play? That's sick.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
That's sick.
That's
really?
sick. That was one heck of a play. I mean, just the patience of Larkin to wait for Zetterberg to get over.
See, they exchanged it behind the net, and this was after that. But Zetterberg then cruised in behind, and Buffalo let him go. They really messed up defensively there, and Larkin put it right on his tape. Now, we talked about this line combination at the top of the show, and how much Zetterberg, I think, needs a guy like Larkin because of his speed. Boy, he tracks the puck down and opens things up and creates space for Zetterberg. And that's back-to-back games now that the captain has scored a goal. And he's got to feel good about that.
Yep, scored the power play goal against the Blues in the loss.
+2 for those guys tonight because both goals are at even strength.
So Larkin now with 2 points tonight, 32. And moving ahead of Domi and Eichel and Panarin, who plays on a line with Patrick Kane and the Chicago Blackhawks. Panarin has spent some time in the KHL, so older by a number of years than is Dylan Larkin, and that's why there will be such talk at the end of the season as both continue on this pace as to who might be the Calder Trophy winner for Rookie of the Year as Dylan tries to be the first since Roger Kosher of the Red Wings. And going to the bench is Leonard. So an empty net here for Buffalo, down by 2 goals from the Red Wings with that huge edge in shots. 44-19. Applicator getting the second assist on that Zetterberg goal. Loose for Zetterberg. Tied up. Just ran out of real estate to finish. And in front, and blocked by Franzen. Applicator had an open net, but Cody Franzen, playing goaltender, able to stop it to keep it 2-0. With 1:35 to go in the third, Ryan O'Reilly with a shot that was deflected up into the netting and out of play.
Everybody deserves a goal. It's Applicator. He's been roughed up tonight. Hit slapped to the back of the ear with a Larkin backhander, and he got no luck at all. Zetterberg fights his way to get the loose puck and centers it. Nobody there. The defenseman hasn't hit him. Oh, Abby's got to go. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? Chalk this one up. There'll be better days. At least for goal scoring, anyway.
So the Red Wings
have to laugh about that, Ken.
With 2 third-period goals at 12:01 and 17:09 from Larkin and Zetterberg. Point shot, Bogosian missed the net. Tipped ahead as Ristolainen moved up. Back for Ristolainen again for Evander Kane. Checked by Datsu and cleared away by Glendening. And they're going to give it the icing against the Red Wings. So the face-off back in the Detroit zone with 65 seconds to go in the third period. And Buffalo does not have a timeout in case they would want to use one, because they challenged the offside on the first goal of the game, which was not. Although in the final minute of the game, if there is any discrepancy,
that
timeout's been called by Jeff Blashill. So with that, we'll step out and back with the final 65 in a moment. Well, Dylan Larkin, we mentioned how he's got 15 goals now, second to Panarin, and right there in rookie points right behind him. If this score hangs on to where it is, Larkin would have his 5th game-winning goal, and that also leads all NHL rookies 4 already leads in that department, and the Red Wings, and still time to play here, though. As the puck goes back of the goal for Glendening. Puck doesn't get out as Bogosian kept it in. Now Gionta tried to center to Kaiser with it. Played it up the wing. And loose at center for Glendening. He could use one, and he gets one. It's 3-0 Detroit. Luke Glendening into the empty net will seal this one. 3-0 Detroit here in Buffalo.
Well, it's always nice to score a goal. I don't care whether it's an empty net or not, especially for a guy who's a defensive player.
His first in 11 games.
Yeah. Well, he had such a breakout year, Glendening, last year in scoring goals that you get to expect a high stick there. Elizabeth probably didn't get called, but nonetheless, you take him when you can get him, and it all helps your confidence.
While the Red Wings had only scored more than 2 goals in regulation once the past 11 games, that was a 4-3 win over Buffalo. They've got 3 here tonight against Buffalo in regulation to do it again. Here's Abdelkader. Could have had a couple tonight himself.
Well, they'll head on home, and Anaheim hopefully got out of Washington safe and sound, and sitting in Detroit waiting now for the Red Wings. To tee it up all over again. It'll be an optional skate tomorrow for Detroit. Most of the guys won't skate, I'm sure. Back-to-backs.
19-12, the time of the goal. Glendening from DeKaiser. And Abdelkader will skate it away. 19 saves tonight for Peter Mrazek. And another shutout for him in his 4th straight start. 9th the past 10, and the past 7 games now, he's allowed 2 goals against or fewer. 3rd shutout of the season for Peter Mrazek, whose 2016, I would say, is off to a great start. His last 8 games, he's 6-1-1 in this calendar year, with a goals against average of about $130 and a save percentage hovering just under .960. Remarkable numbers.
Yeah, they sure
2016.
Are. He's fun to watch. Very athletic and doing the job every night. Good stuff for that goaltender. Now our Miller moment brought to you by Miller Lite. None other than Dylan Larkin, toothless Dylan Larkin. On a spinorama by Glendening. Right on the stick. He banks it in off the right pad of Robin Lehner. The winning goal, as Ken mentioned, is 5th of the season. That's our Miller moment, brought to you by Miller Lite. Dylan Larkin, one of the top rookies in the NHL.
To Darren, Chris, and Mickey York in our studios.